Number 106, the red herring.
That's a big one. The red herring, also distraction. An irrelevant argument attempting to mislead and distract an audience by bringing up an unrelated but emotionally loaded issue. Example, in regard to my several bankruptcies and recent indictment for corruption, let's be straight up about what's really important. Terrorism. Just look at what happened last week in blank, name the place. Vote for me and I'll fight those terrorists anywhere in the world. Also applies to raising unrelated issues as falsely opposing the issue at hand. Example, you say Black Lives Matter, but I would rather say climate change matters when the two contentions are in no way opposed, only competing for attention. See also availability bias and dog whistle politics.
Sweet. Uh, I've been saying my things first every time. What do you guys think of this one?
Misdirection with a new argument. Um, I'm gonna give this one a second because I wanna. I know for certain I've done this because there was a long period of history in my life where I refused to take responsibility for my actions. And in that time, I would have done literally anything to avoid responsibility. And that would include looking at bringing up an alternative issue to avoid the current issue that if we continued down that road would have me take responsibility. Um, in this moment, I'm not thinking of a particular conversation or moment, but knowing myself well enough to know that there was a significant amount of time where I would have done anything to not take responsibility for my actions. The idea of me bringing up an unrelated issue to redirect behavior or redirect attention, totally can see myself doing that. No, no, no question.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And how about Sarah?
Let me look at it. Yeah, I don't like, I'm looking at the examples and I'm like, I don't understand how terrorism relates to bankruptcies and the indictment for corruption. Like, that seems like a distraction from, like, let's not talk about all the bad things I've done. Let's talk about what really matters.
Something worse
Yeah.
somewhere else. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I've personally ever done this. Yeah, but those are my thoughts on the fallacy, at least.
Sweet. Yeah, maybe I've done this in like sales. If a customer or someone was going down like the a thought that would lead them to a conclusion that like they shouldn't buy something, I would kind of redirect them towards like uh how much money they're going to save by doing by getting this thing, which is technically a red herring. A red herring is a big umbrella fallacy that just encompasses so many different uh, fallacies that we've already covered. But it's the most clear one that's just like it is a distraction from the point. It is not the point that is being argued right now. I've seen both of my parents do this. Scapegoat is another kind of red herring. When You're like, hey, it's the trans people. It's the illegal aliens. It's their fault for the economy. Um, somehow. Uh, yeah, that's red herring. I it, this one is I find it hard for people to call out when it happens. But luckily I've seen more people on the internet starting to call this one out when they see it. I like to think that people are learning these. Uh, but when it's a red herring, it's when it first happens to you or someone does it to you, it's it is distracting and it's hard to recognize that this thing is unrelated to this thing. This is a completely separate topic. Um, when I see it, I try to call it out as much as possible, even if the message is good. Where I can't tell you how many times I've seen the status teach uh, teach American Sign Language instead of cursive in schools, and I'm like, one isn't the opposite of the other. You can teach both things, and and you should. You should teach both things. That'd be a great thing if I learned it. Um, yeah, uh, yeah. I would say that that is a red herring, for sure. Yeah, red herring is definitely a big one for sure. Any other thoughts on this one?
I think what's coming up for me on it is just I I'm excited to pay more attention to my day to day on this one, just because like it's so I don't I'm pretty effective at remaining on topic, especially if the topic gets uncomfortable. I've come to a place to train myself that if it's getting uncomfortable, it means it needs to be continued.
Yeah,
Um, and uh, it's good to have this one pop back in my conscious awareness here. Because I think it's I don't know, I think it's always good to I think it's always good to remain vigilant. Yeah.
absolutely. Awesome. Love
Yeah.
it. Well, thank you guys for reading with me the Masterlist Logical Fallacies, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.